Hello and welcome to English with Justino, videos designed for you to learn English vocabulary, expressions, culture, and maybe even some grammar along the way. This video is for those already speaking English at an intermediate or advanced level. The idea here is to listen, read, and learn from a native English speaker in a natural way, the way you first learned your native language, by hearing it. Okay, forward we go. Enjoy!
Episode 15, Orange Marmalade and a Rabbit with a Watch. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you are listening. This story is the beginning of a grand adventure that I hope you will follow along with. I am planning to tell the story and then ask questions along the way in order to emphasize what is happening in the story and to give you some new vocabulary words. Try to answer the questions while you are listening. The story may sound familiar, and I hope it is. There's a lot more to come. I suggest you listen to this and other podcasts many times if you want to improve your English. Don't forget to stay until the end to listen to the summary in the present, past, and future tenses. These are all there for you to improve your listening skills. And, as always, please visit www.oyejustino.com to find a transcription for this podcast and vocabulary cards with many of the common words found here. Listening to and following along with transcripts is a good way to learn a new language. Please send me an email and let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. And now to the story. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank, and of having nothing to do. Once or twice she had peeped into the book her sister was reading, but it had no pictures or conversations in it. And what is the use of a book, she thought, without pictures or conversations? Was Alice starting to get excited about sitting by her sister on the bank? No. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank, and of having nothing to do. Did Alice look into the book her sister was reading? Yes, Alice peeped into the book her sister was reading. Peeped is like looking. Did the book have many pictures or conversations in it? No, the book didn't have any pictures or conversations in it, and Alice didn't think a book that didn't have pictures or conversations wasn't any good. Alice was considering in her own mind, as well as she could for the hot day, made her very sleepy and stupid, whether the pleasure of making a daisy chain would be worth the trouble of getting up and picking the daisies, when suddenly a white rabbit with pink eyes ran close by her. There was nothing so very remarkable in that, nor did Alice think so very much out of the way to hear the rabbit say to itself, oh dear, I shall be late." When she thought it over afterwards, it occurred to her that she ought to have wondered at this, but at the time it all seemed quite natural. But when the rabbit actually took a watch out of its waistcoat pocket and looked at it and then hurried on, Alice got to her feet, for it flashed across her mind that she had never before seen a rabbit with either a waistcoat pocket or a watch to take out of it. And burning with curiosity, she ran across the field after it, and fortunately was just in time to see it pop down a large rabbit hole under the hedge. Was Alice feeling awake and smart because the day was so cool and fresh? No, Alice was feeling sleepy and stupid, because that's how the hot day made her feel. Was Alice thinking about picking daisies when an elephant with blue eyes walked by her? Well, yes, Alice was thinking about picking daisies, but it was a white rabbit with pink eyes that ran close by her, not an elephant with blue eyes. What was the rabbit saying to itself when it ran by? The rabbit was saying, oh dear, I shall be late. How did the rabbit know it was late? The rabbit knew it was late because it had a watch in its waistcoat pocket. Did Alice think it was strange that there was a rabbit running by who talked and thought it was late? No. For some strange reason, Alice thought it all seemed quite natural, and she ran across the field after it, and was just in time to see it go down a large rabbit hole under the hedge. In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again. The rabbit hole went straight on like a tunnel for some way, and then dipped suddenly down, so suddenly that Alice had not a moment to think about stopping herself before she found herself falling down a very deep well. Either the well was very deep, or she fell very slowly, for she had plenty of time as she went down to look about her and to wonder what was going to happen next. First, she tried to look down and make out what she was coming to, but it was too dark to see anything. Then she looked at the sides of the well, and noticed that they were filled with cupboards and bookshelves. Here and there, she saw maps and pictures hung up on pegs. She took down a jar from it on one of the shelves, and as she passed it, it was labeled Orange Marmalade. But to her great disappointment, it was empty. She did not like to drop the jar for the fear of killing somebody underneath, so she managed to put it back on one of the cupboards as she fell past it. Did Alice ignore the rabbit with the watch who thought he was late when he went down the rabbit hole? No. Alice went after the rabbit. She went straight down the rabbit hole without thinking about how she would get out. Did Alice fit in a rabbit hole? Yes. For some reason, Alice fit in a rabbit hole and was falling down it like it was a deep well. Was the hole brightly lit by lamps? No. The hole was too dark to see anything. But as she looked at the sides of the walls, as she was falling, she saw cupboards. Alice saw cupboards in a rabbit hole while she was falling? Yes. Alice saw cupboards and bookshelves, and she also saw maps on pegs as she was falling straight down a rabbit hole. Did Alice take something off of one of the shelves as she passed? Yes. Alice took a jar off of one of the shelves, and it was labeled Orange Marmalade. But to her disappointment, it was empty. Was the jar of orange marmalade full of grape juice? No. The jar was empty to her disappointment. Alice thought to drop the jar, but thought she might kill someone. So she set it back on one of the cupboards as she fell past it. Did Alice put the jar in her purse to keep it for later? No. Alice put the jar back in one of the cupboards as she fell downward through the rabbit hole. It was a large well, and she was falling. And that's the story, but here's the summary in the present tense. Then we'll do the summary of the story in the past tense and the future. So listen closely and see if you can tell the changes. Are you ready? Alice is beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank when all of a sudden, a white rabbit with pink eyes runs close by her. The rabbit actually takes a watch out of its waistcoat pocket and looks at it, and then hurries on. Alice gets to her feet, and burning with curiosity, she runs across the field after it. Fortunately, Alice is just in time to see the rabbit go down a large rabbit hole under the hedge. Alice goes straight down the hole after the rabbit without thinking about what will happen, and soon she is falling. She is falling slowly down a long, deep well. The summary in the past tense. Alice was beginning to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank when all of a sudden a white rabbit with pink eyes ran close by her. The rabbit actually took a watch out of its waistcoat pocket and looked at it, and then hurried on. Alice got to her feet, and burning with curiosity, she ran across the field after it. Fortunately, Alice was just in time to see the rabbit go down a large rabbit hole under the hedge. Alice went straight down the hole after the rabbit without thinking about what would happen, and soon she was falling. She was falling slowly down a long, deep well. The summary in the future tense. Alice will begin to get very tired of sitting by her sister on the bank, and suddenly a white rabbit with pink eyes will run close by her. The rabbit will actually take a watch out of its waistcoat pocket and look at it, and then will hurry on. Alice will get to her feet and will burn with curiosity. She will run across the field after it. Fortunately, Alice will be just in time to see the rabbit go down a large rabbit hole under the hedge. Alice will go straight down the hole after the rabbit without thinking about what will happen, and soon she will be falling. She is falling slowly down a long, deep well. And that's our story for today. I hope you enjoyed listening, and I hope you understood everything. If not, I would suggest listening to this again and again. Once you hear the same words over and over, you will begin to understand, and your English will be at a higher level. Also, the transcripts will be posted for this episode at www.oyehustino.com, and you can listen and read along at the same time. Were you able to follow the difference in the tenses? I hope so. Listen next week as we continue this great story. I would love to hear what your comments are, and if you mention them to me, I'll talk about them in a new podcast. Send me a message at english@oyehustino.com or visit our website to find transcripts, podcasts, and vocabulary flashcards. And again, see you next time. Bye-bye for now.